Various indie VTuber controversies explained in 12-ish minutes by Vtubing explained. We got Gunpei. I don't know what happened here. Obviously, Cinder. Some of these I know. Let's go. Some of these I know.
Gunpei Kuparu. Gunpei Kuparu was an indie Filipino-American VTuber who debuted on September
I didn't even know she was Filipino.
11th, 2024, and was known to be a girlfriend experience VTuber. She would get involved in drama on November 24th, 2024, where she would make a post on Twitter about a user known as Kusa, an indie toy maker from Vietnam known for making handmade custom order plushies. She would accuse Kusa of being a scammer by alleging that he stole her character to make plushies without her permission, as well as making fun of his plushies for being quote-unquote Temu tier plushies. Kusa would later tweet out that he was commissioned to make these plushies by somebody else, and that he had no ill intent behind making and selling these plushies, to which a majority of people would agree and side with him, including prominent VTubers such as
Yeah, Kusa is definitely cool. There's plenty of people that commission him. Pippa, Doki, at least appears from it. There's plenty of people.
Bao and Pippa, with attempts from Gunpei to garner more sympathy by doubling down on her claims only making her reputation worse. Her responses would get more unhinged as she would
Yeah, she basically said that the community graped her. I wonder if he actually throws in all the other things, though.
claim that she was getting quote-unquote raped by the VTubing community, likely as a way to garner more attention and engagement. This could be seen later on when Gunpei would attempt to promote her merch collab with Uwu Market by quote retweeting her original post, which would end up not even happening as Uwu Market terminated the collab due to the ongoing
Ooh, Uwu Market. I didn't even know that Uwu Market quitted that. So see, I'm in deep in the sauce, but even I don't know all of the sauce. Beep boop slaps a baby. Why are you slapping a baby?
drama. While this would be one of the main reasons for her downfall, she would also face even more controversies stemming from her girlfriend experience side, where it would be found out that not only was Gunpei really unhinged, but would also end up being caught having an actual boyfriend, which, as a girlfriend experience VTuber,
yeah, basically, she also said other things like she wants to turn other VTubers' heads into mush with a hammer, with a sledgehammer, because she had a crash out.
essentially killed Gunpei's career. There would even be an archive of various pics, photos, and audios from Gunpei, ranging from commissions to NSFW content. There will be a link to the archive in the description, but viewer discretion is 100%.
Wait. Do you have a link in the description? With the gumping?
Advised. There's definitely some oddities in there. Gunpei would attempt to return under a different persona known as Zuba with a stream on January 3rd, 2025, but would later get permabanned due to trying to extort banned viewers by demanding $1,000 to get unbanned from her chat. The Zuba account has some oddities on its own, such as a letterboxd review talking about the homoerotic fan service in Top Gun Maverick.
What the fuck? That is wild. I didn't know that. There's new things I didn't know. She also has returned. I don't know if he has it in there. We'll see. She has another account now. That Zuba account is gone, but she has another account. Also, other things were done. For example, to the previous stuff, she slept with her viewers in voice chat. Women were not allowed on the server, and names were actually female names were actually banned. Fun fact. She also had a boyfriend application where I had the special things, right? Where I got my do you gump or do not gump? Because she asks, how often do you gump? So how often do you beat your meat? Drop the link, Poke. I want to research. No, I will not. The link is on his video. I will not drop that link here. I will not drag you to degeneracy.
And a somewhat active backlogged account where she occasionally rates games, in which 108.
How dare you? What do you mean, Uma Musume Pretty Derby 1 star? No main villain.
82 out of 198 games were rated 1 star as of this video. Today, she's attempting to return again under a different persona known as Miro Maki.
Ah, okay, so he put it in there. Okay. If you didn't know, I don't know if he brought it up, but a viewer took his own life. Because of her.
where she's claiming to change for the better. Though judging by the number of hidden replies warning people that it's not her first time returning, the most we can do is wait and see if Gunpei actually follows through. Amaryllis Blue. Amaryllis Blue.
So yeah, a guy ended himself because of her, which is crazy. There were plenty. I think there were more other weird shit. She like made like other weird posts like that she's actually in love with her community and stuff. It was just weird. I think she also had an OF, so that's interesting. Let me research. No.
Blue was an indie UK VTuber who debuted on TikTok on February 13th, 2024,
Well,
and YouTube.
No wonder I didn't hear of that. TikTok. Well, okay, YouTube as well. A viewer took his life. Yep, took his life because of her.
And Twitch the next day. Now, while Amy was in Hyaxis during her career, there is a reason why I consider her an indie VTuber rather than a corpo VTuber. Amy wasn't well known at the time as she was just starting out as a VTuber, but would garner large attention on November 2nd, 2024, where she announced her graduation due to serious health complications. This would later be accompanied by a post on Reddit, where it would be announced by Hyaxis, managed by her cousin Maria, that Amy passed away due to a fatal heart attack.
Is this gonna be a lie? Is this gonna be a lie where like a fake death? I didn't hear of this controversy. Gonna pull the same shit if you don't invite me to your wedding? Hell nah, bro. I guess I have to then.
Twitter thread would also be posted by Hyaxis that would explain more information. This would lead to many new and current fans expressing remorse for her passing, and her channel would gain a boost in following, nearly reaching 20,000 subscribers over the next few months. Her cousin would later post again on Reddit, venting about how Amy only became semi-viral due to her passing. She would go on to rant on Amy's Discord server, and would also make some odd remarks. This would have been the
What the fuck? Pause. Literally.
passing. She would go on to
Don't understand why the algorithm works this way. Why does no one pay attention until someone is gone? I mean, yes, she didn't post on the Reddit often. I don't have anything against you guys. I mean, okay, what has that to do with anything?
rant on Amy's Discord server, and would also make some odd remarks.
I can't be that selfish because I'm related to her in every sense, and I could easily impersonate her. True selfishness would be pretending to be her and never making her death public. Are you saying that you are thinking about taking over the channel?
This would have been the end of the story. However, on February 23rd, 2025, Amy would upload on her YouTube channel, announcing
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
that while she may be known as the girl who died back in November, she did not in fact die, but miraculously survived her heart attack, and that her friends, out of concern due to the lack of contact from Amy, made the claim that she died.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Nah, that can't be. There's no way.
She would be welcomed back with open arms and would be an inspiration to those who are battling with chronic illnesses. Her success would continue to grow until on February 28th, 2025, a video
She died a second time.
by the name of The VTuber That Faked Her Death, Amaryllis Blue, would be posted, going into detail about two main points. The first one being that her old agency, Hyaxis, was comprised of 4 talents who were all voiced by Amy, and therefore being the exact same person.
There's no way. There's no way. What the what? She's cooking for what? Pigs? Nah, there's no way. Holy fuck, there's no way. What? Yeah, no way, she can't be dead. She was voicing all the other 3 characters.
The second one being that during her 3-month quote-unquote death, she created another agency with their own talents that were also voiced by Amy.
You're pulling the trigger. What the fuck? What is this? What is this? Okay. Cousin creates agency. VTuber joins, voices 4 other VTubers. Dies. Just effing dies. Comes back from the dead, apparently, right? Starts her own VTuber agency. Voices all the VTubers. First of all, where did she get all the money for where did they all get all this money for the for the models? That's the first thing, because that shit can be hella expensive. Like some budget up to $4,050, what I've recently seen, and probably higher. So how the fuck did they manage to do this?
Initially, this video wouldn't garner traction whatsoever. However, eventually, this would start the rabbit hole of oddities and suspicions towards Amy's identity as a whole. Amy would try to defend these allegations by posting clips and pics that would supposedly prove her genmates were different people. However, upon further analysis of her voice, singing, and even laugh patterns by
they were making analysis. I'm stupid. They were straight up analyzing. God damn it. Her voice, singing, and laughing. God damn it. That split personality shit again. Schizo. Is that, could you say that's schizo posting?
By her community, as well as her own slip-ups that she made, things weren't adding up, and people were starting to piece.
She was logged in with the wrong account. She was logged in with the wrong account. Yeah, nah, bro. There's no way you can be this stupid.
Things together. She would end up graduating a second time on March 4th, 2025, after her claimed suicide attempt. This would get questioned by her community, as she would still be posting on YouTube and Twitter despite her claiming in DMs that she was deeply medicated and wasn't in the right mind to talk and make decisions. In the community's eyes, this would be the final nail on the coffin. Two of her mods, Ultra and Spectre, would confront Amy by trying to reach out to both her main account and other talent, Kimari Momiro, which the mods concluded that Momiro was also an alt account for Amy. The two would try and start a call to talk about Amy and her other accounts, but would get deflected in the process. Spectre would continue to push for some form of—
This is the greatest schizo— that's bipolar. That is the great— what the fuck? That is an insane master plan, and it failed. If it was from the get-go, right? Interesting now that is mentioned, that could be an interesting way to do VTubing, right? You start an agency, right? Like Node fully, and everybody knows it's a joke, right? But all the talents are just you. That could be funny, not gonna lie, that could be funny. If somebody actually pulled that off, that could be funny. Not in this way, obviously.
Of answers and simply wanted to hear an apology for the whole controversy, but would only be met with more deflection and eventually resignation. The two would announce and discuss Amy's deception in massive detail over a Discord call. Amy would eventually admit to some of her lies, such as her fake agency, and posted a Google Doc detailing her side of the whole debacle. A few days later, her ex-mod Ultra would provide clarification on Amy's mental well-being and an update on Amy's return, stating that while he highly recommended Amy to come clean about her new identity, Amy chose to remain quiet for the sake of keeping drama away from her new persona. In the end, Amy may or may not be still active under a new identity to this day, though it isn't clear who she really is. Amy's YouTube and—
Nobody knows who that is. We're gonna look for her. Anyways, fun fact with Cocos, there is a 4-inch, don't know how to translate that, poisonous spider from Australia named Newcastle Big Boy. That's an interesting name. The biggest boy. The biggest spider boy. Probably a ginormous, booty.
Twitter would be deleted, her Twitch account is still up but abandoned, and her TikTok is still up with her old posts still remaining. Whether she's improved as a person or not with her new identity is something that we can only guess. Cinder. Cinder was an indie American VTuber who debuted on June 25th, 2022, and was one of the top indie VTubers on Twitch, peaking around 350,000 followers. She would get involved in a massive controversy on April 26th, 2025, when Nanolys, the artist for Cinder's models, posted a 17-page document going over her experiences with—
This may get hate, but I still believe this was a setup. This was a setup to get rid of Cinder. And nobody can prove it otherwise to me. There's holes in this entire thing, especially towards Nanoless, which, as an adult, could have literally said no to Cinder, blocked her, and moved on with her day. But she didn't. There are some holes in there that feel very high school drama, mean girlish, and people have absolutely been pointing it out. Have absolutely been pointing it out. There have been people covering the situation extensively, and this definitely felt targeted.
Cinder and her manager redacted. The document would go over a lot of information.
Also, when a woman a female VTuber says she has a manager, that's the boyfriend. Always. She's still active? No, but she did donate to Iron Mouse. That's what I know. She will come back. And I'm actually having questions why it takes this long. I wonder if she actually comes back. I think this woman has ammo. I genuinely believe that Cinder has stuff on everyone else. There's no way aren't part of this group and you don't have weird shit about everyone else. Definitely not. Definitely.
Various screenshots showing the two slandering other VTubers such as Bao, attempting to force exclusivity by forcing Nano to not take any other clients other than Cinder. Which
Nanoless could have declined. She did not do that. She did not do that. She could have literally declined. No, nothing was forced here. Because there was nothing. There was nothing that Cinder could have held against her. This isn't a hostage situation. You can't force her to work for you. There's nothing here.
Dragging Nano into drama with other VTubers while guilt-tripping her, and manipulating Nano in the name of their actions being, quote, simply business. Cinder would go on to post a statement later that day, announcing that she would remove Red from his management position and state a brief apology. And that's it. This would get massive backlash from—
I do find it funny, though, that she used her boyfriend as a human shield. Apparently she also cheated. So that's another information. Not to defend what she did. Just saying.
From the community, and would even get called out by Vampeach's VT, that Red was Cinder's boyfriend and that trying to shift all the blame onto Red when both were responsible is not the brightest move. A small document by Rain Does Stuff would be posted after this response, where Rain goes over his experiences with Cinder prior to her debut. More specifically, how pre-debut Cinder, who was known as Tashi at the time, was flirting and even sexting with Rain, despite both of them knowing that Tashi had a boyfriend. While the document mostly contains their interactions, it highlights the fact that Cinder isn't totally blameless in the controversy, and is just as responsible as Red. Another document, posted by Spite, would support Nano's document by confirming that one of the screenshots was, in fact, talking about her. She would go on to post how Cinder would post stream announcements, model reveals, and other things around the same time Spite was, which became sus after it occurred multiple times.
Interesting. So she pulled a tech turn. I find that interesting. Fun fact. There is somebody called Enviosity, known as the Mint Picker. And Tectone essentially fucked the dude up by just streaming at the same time as him, cutting his viewership. The more you know. People learn to say no for Christ's sake. I think this all comes down to Nanoless not saying no.
She would also get a DM from an anonymous person on January 25th, 2023, where they expressed concern over the fact that they were getting bullied by Cinder regarding their model design. Spite would express disappointment and sadness over the fact that Cinder was bullying her and various VTubers despite not even interacting with one another, highlighting the fact that Cinder is just as bad of a person as people are now seeing. A 14-page document by Silverveil would also support Nano's document, by showcasing the obsessive behavior Red and Cinder had towards taking down Silverveil. Silverveil would also add the fact that Cinder uploaded a picture of her and Silverveil meeting at a con without her permission. After all these documents and backlash from the community, Cinder would eventually release her own apology a day later, in the form of her own—
That apology was so ass. I swear that apology was so ass. That apology was horrid, bro. That did not help your case at all. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. A lot of the parties involved, and I think most of it, is actually just the people responsible for this shit situation, realistically, really realistically, are Cinder and Nanoless.
Own document, which is a good 7 pages worth. The apology boils down to this. She apologized to Nano for Red's manipulation towards Cinder, claiming that she was largely unaware of Red's actions, which included the exclusivity attempts. She claims to have always valued Nano as a friend and regrets her quote-unquote guilt-trippy messages. She confirmed again that she is in fact in a relationship with Red, and claims that Red's influence warped her perspective, leading to her making poor decisions.
The boyfriend was just literally used as a human shield. This is gross, bro. First, you tried to fuck up your friends, and then, you use your own boyfriend as a meat shield.
Decisions in mistreating others. She has since removed Red from his managerial role. She confirmed that Tashi was her old channel.
She could just keep him. Rayman, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. She could literally just put her boyfriend in there again, just rename him. Problem solved. Why? Did you got small guitar for the apology? Nah, it was just a really bad apology. Like, it was a really bad apology when it was very clear that you could see her bad attempts. You could see her stuff. Because she's definitely not innocent in what happened. But it's also not as bad as people want to make it out to be. There's literally worse people here. Again, I do think she will come back. And there will probably be some ammo. And there will be a second VTuber World War
that was focused on girlfriend experience content, and admitted to emotionally and sexually cheating on her boyfriend with Rain. She would attribute this behavior to immaturity, inexperience, and dissatisfaction with her personal life. She apologized to Spite for thinking that she copied Cinder's design, claiming that any visual similarities were coincidental, she never advocated for harassment, and denied knowledge of Red's negative comments about Spite. She would also reference Nyan Tails for similar reasons. She admitted to having resentment towards Silvervale due to comparisons between model designs, as her own design was a pivot from Silvervale's redesign reveal, leading to her supporting Red's efforts of sabotaging Silvervale. She apologized to Peaches and other friends for her lack of connection with them, stating that she would prioritize projects over friendships due to various career-related hindrances. The apology was, to put it in light terms, a total catastrophe, with many prominent VTubers, such as Nyaners and Shy Lily, bashing Cinder for her supposed lack of awareness towards the situations and continuing to throw Red under the bus rather than fully owning up to her own behavior. This controversy would mark the end of her career, as she would go on an indefinite hiatus from streaming.
Hot take. Hot take. A lot of these big VTubers probably, I'm gonna say this, probably do fucked up shit behind the screen, behind the scenes, that we don't know about. There is a chance, there is definitely a chance that Cinder does have knowledge of things. Definitely. I'm just saying, don't protect your Oshi too much. They might be a weirdo. VTuber will poker shit. This one is out, and you are German. You are too powerful for them. True.
Following the apology. As of this video, there is speculation regarding Cinder's return. With VShojo's massive controversy, that I will talk about in a future video, my previous agency's video has in fact aged like fine milk, leading to over $1.2 million being donated to the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which if you wish to donate, I'll provide a link to in the description. Cinder's name appears in the list of donators with a donation of $6,666, though there is no confirmation that the donation actually came from her. If it was in fact Cinder, it's unclear whether she did it out of the kindness of her own heart or to save some sort of face. However, it is a respectable donation to—
The thing is this. Sid, my bad, bro can't spell. Dragon Ball fan as well. I'm gonna say this. There were a lot of retards here, right? That said, oh, look at that, she's trying to get attention. She did not make a tweet, a single tweet. She's just literally donating. That was it. What do you mean she's trying to get attention? How do you know she's trying to get attention? I hate that. It ain't that deep.
An important cause. Baybub.
I remember this one. So she and her friend, he's probably not gonna mention her friend, but she and her friend, if I remember correctly, were shitting on another dude making fun of him while playing Dead by Daylight. I remember this one because I reacted to this.
Indie Czech VTuber who debuted on April 2nd, 2021, and peaked around 40,000 followers. She would be involved in drama regarding her ban on Twitch on August 10th, 2024, where Bub would claim that her 7-day ban was a false ban, and that a small Dead by Daylight creator, known as Napnight, framed her for harassing him over a match.
Yeah, Napnight is probably now doing quite well. Insert Yamcha meme, yep. I think he grew quite well from that, and yeah, it was Napnight. Napnight didn't do anything. Bro was just a normal guy.
This would get disputed by DVD content creator Spookinjukes, where he would post a snippet from Bub's stream that showed Bub and fellow streamer Antan shaming and harassing Napnight by calling him a quote prepubescent white boy, among other slurs, after he killed 3
Yeah, basically, they threw racist slurs at him. Wait, but she's Czech. Aren't Czech people from Czechia also white? Or am I stupid?
out of 4 survivors, which for those who don't play the game, is considered a win for the killer. Bub and Ann would continue to try and deflect the fault onto Napnight, but would get shut down by fellow VTubers, community nodes, and Napnight himself, who reinforced the fact that their behavior was shameful and that victimizing themselves isn't helping their situation at all. Bub would get unbanned from Twitch 2 days later, in which the community was very unhappy over her return. She would later post an apology regarding her behavior, which many were quick to condone her behavior, and would take a step back from streaming. Ann would also go on to post an apology, however many viewed this apology as a failed attempt at salvaging her reputation, and would even be debunked by Napnight, as Ann had him blocked since his response and never reached out for an apology. While Antan continues to stream to this day, though she's on a follower loss streak since the incident, Baybub has not streamed on her Twitch channel since, and has even deleted her account.
Damn, she got fucked!
It is unclear if she plans to come back at all.
Damn, this shit got fucked! Damn, bro! It wasn't that deep! What did you do? It wasn't that deep! You could have just done a genuine apology and then disappear for a bit and then come back! Bro! God damn, boy! Yeah, that's cooked. Anton looks smashable, you fucking gooner. Bro, interesting. Damn, she got cooked! I didn't even know this! I didn't even know that. I did not know that. I reacted to the situation back then, but I didn't know that she was got fucked this hard. Goddamn. Woo. Well, some of the controversies I knew, but some of them I didn't. The second one I did not know. That was interesting. Also, an interesting idea for a VTuber if anybody wants to do that again. I did not know some of the gunplay stuff, I'll be real. I did not know. I did not know that Baybub is completely cooked. Crazy. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.